The Purification Initiative for the Management of Plastics is a nonprofit international organization that works to rid the world of plastic waste one step at a time. Plastic is infecting our bodies and the bodies of all other species across the globe, causing harm to all. Now, you nihilists at home might ask, Mr. Narrator, we are all gonna die anyways, so what's the point? And you are right. However, we believe that solving this issue now is better than facing our plastic overlords when the plastic becomes sentient. The goals of the P.I.M.P. can be easily seen in our mission statement, which reads as follows. The P.I.M.P. works towards a world devoid of plastic production. We recognize that today there is a world infected with plastic, from the seas to the mountains and everything in between. We are currently working to rid the oceans of plastic, but hope to eventually end plastic production. This will begin healing nature and also improve human health by lowering the amount of microplastics found in water and seafood. Now, you may say, I don't care, I'm allergic to seafood. And to that I say, sucks to be you. Seafood rules. Also, many countries rely on seafood, especially island nations and those on the coast. Nations affected include, but are not limited to, Japan, Indonesia, the Philippines, India, Nigeria, China, Taiwan, Malaysia, Myanmar, and multiple small Pacific Island nations. Consult your geographer to know if this treatment is right for you. By ridding the oceans of plastic, we make their food and their drinking water safer. The P.I.M.P. plans to approach the plastic pickup, or PP, by sending boats, which look like this, to collect the plastic. Its pincers grab the plastics, which are placed into wet, assorted plastic bins. These bins sort the plastic into recyclable and non-recyclable plastics. By removing this plastic, the nations that use these areas of the ocean will benefit by having less plastic in their food. Now you may ask, Narrator, what will you do with the plastic once it is out of the ocean? And for once, you actually have a good question. We are partnered with Spin Launch, a company that uses a centrifuge to send satellites into space. Spin Launch condenses our plastic into a size and weight that accommodates their technology and launches it into space, where it is no longer our issue. But, Narrator, I hear you ask, all that space junk will stop us from exploring space, and to that I laugh. How do you expect us to explore space if we can't keep Earth healthy? Before the plastic is sent to Spin Launch, it is kept in storage warehouses, where it stays for quite a long time, as it is hard to send it to space in large quantities. We also partner with a number of other organizations. We partner with the World Health Organization in an effort to research the effects of microplastics on the human body and use the findings to spread awareness of their dangers. We also partner with the UN Environment Program, who also work to fight environmental issues globally and create a more sustainable world. The US-based EPA provides help from the country we are based in and has supported us in our early work, while the World Wildlife Fund is one of the non-governmental organizations that we partner with. They support our work to save the many endangered species threatened by plastics. I have been told that the World Wildlife Fund's logo is one of those images you are shown by a therapist, and then they ask you if you see a butterfly or something. What do you think it is? Personally, I see a terrifying future where plastic has enslaved humanity. Although the support from these organizations does a lot to support us, fundraising is a very big part of how we are able to do what we do. P.I.M.P. runs fundraising events year-round. Our biggest annual event is the Insert Name Here fundraiser. The Insert Name Here fundraising event happens in New York every year at the Fulton Fish Market, the largest fish market in the U.S. It is supported by the vendors, who donate a small amount of their sales to the P.I.M.P. in return for the extra sales. We also have displays and auctions for art that is made of the plastic that we pulled from the ocean. There is a film contest for homemade and indie films about the ocean, and although there is no cash reward, there are always a large amount of films sent in for contention. The winning film last year was a horror film about the plastic becoming sentient, decades before predictions say it should. There are many barriers that the P.I.M.P. must navigate in order to find success. Finance is one of them. Despite our partnership and successful fundraising, the removal of the trash in the ocean will cost billions more. Continued support from the global community will be necessary for us to reach even our first goal of freeing the oceans of plastics. Secondly, what do we do with excess waste? Sending it to space is a slow process, and we gather more than we can send at one time. space to store the plastic is sparse and is something we will need to find more of before long. We also face issues in where we try and collect plastic. A number of nations do not permit us to collect in what they consider their territory. This means that plastic from these waters frequently floats into water we have already cleaned. We also recognize that in order to be successful, we must find a way to stop plastics from winding up in the ocean in the first place, which we do not have a solution for yet, but will work with the UN and governments worldwide to begin to solve. Our initial goal will be achieved when we rid the oceans of plastic. This means no more patches floating around, and no more plastic is being dumped. Once this is complete, we can begin to help the cleanup on land and start to fund the research into developing a sustainable alternative to plastic. Failure to stop the infection of the Earth with plastic will lead to the decimation of nature worldwide. It will plague humanity with a microplastic infection as it seeps into every cell in our body. Worst of all, scientists expect a sentient race of plastic beings to arise from the oceans just as cellular life once did, and enslave the human race. We must avoid this horrific future. Long live humanity. Long live the P.I.M.P.